that dedicated 5-6 hours a day from always winning something to go to a level where everyone's good. There's a lot of people that just quit.
What do you do to help you build your confidence?
First of all, I call my mom.
Welcome to the Winners Club podcast. Today, I'm here with D1 track and field athlete Andreas Nava. Andreas, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get into the lows and highs of your career, from injuries to winning major track meets. But before we get into it, I'd like to talk about your background. So to give us some context, who were you as an athlete growing up?
My mom actually went to the Olympics to Seoul in 1986, I think it was. So athletics has always been like in my life. In general, my mom always made me do sports. So I played football, played basketball, tennis, golf, karate, almost all of them.
Okay.
But I ended up trying out for track my freshman year of high school, and I really liked it. So it just stuck.
And you said you were from Mexico. So what role do sports play in Mexico, and how did you really get involved in hammer throw specifically, or did you do other sports in high school?
I got a really bad injury in football. So like track was as a way to do rehab to come back to football. But I ended up liking it a lot. I started as a javelin thrower, was never good at that.
Okay.
And the way I started hammer throwing is actually interesting because it was a day before districts, and my coach told me, you have no shot on making it to regionals in shot put or in discus. But two people make it to regionals, and there's only one register for hammer. So he was like, okay, let's learn how to throw the hammer today so you can get second tomorrow and hopefully beat him in order for you to go to nationals. So I got second. I got destroyed my first meet. But after that, on regionals, I beat him, and I actually ended up going to nationals, where I got destroyed again. But, but that's how I got kind of into hammer throwing.
Prior to that meet, you hadn't even done hammer throw. They just put you on it. Wow. How long did it take you to learn that technique?
Oh man, I still haven't learned it. Like it just happens.
Do you think you just had natural talent in that sport?
I don't feel it's like a natural talent because everyone in the hammer throw specifically is different. There's like a lot of different variations of techniques and people that throw the hammer. Like you can have a 6'8", 320-pound dude. You can have a 5'9", 180-pound guy, and they both throwing the same. So that's a good thing about hammer.
Yeah. Okay. What year again did you start hammer throw?
I started hammer throwing my freshman year of high school.
Freshman year, you did it like 1 or 2 years, and then sophomore year or junior year, you went to the IMG Academy?
Yeah, I went to IMG Academy the second semester of my junior year.
And how would you describe IMG Academy? It's a high school specifically for sports?
Yeah, it's definitely just for sports. They have classes, they take classes, believe it or not. But they were definitely on the easier side unless you took honors and APs.
So how was your transition to this type of high school? You said you had regular school at first, and then how was this different when you went to IMG Academy?
Well, it was definitely like taking a weight off because here they actually cared about sports. Because my last high school, the reason I wasn't able to stay was because I couldn't manage sports with schools because they didn't care about me going to meets even if it was nationals.
And then what made you go to the IMG Academy? Like, were you always thinking about going to America, or how did that opportunity come up?
I always wanted to come here to America to go to college sports. But the thing is that I wasn't expecting to go for high school. What happened was basically that one of my friends went for a camp there. So I went to the 3-day camp, really liked it, really vibed with the coach. And then I went.
You went?
Yeah.
Briefly, can you go over just your experience with just your final 2 years of high school? How serious were you taking those last 2 years?
I was taking it actually really seriously on an academic and athletic side because my GPA back home was not good. So I had to bring my grades up as much as I could. So I took all honors and APs. And athletics, I dedicated to athletics and easy 5-6 hours a day because first of all, you can, because as I said, school is not really that hard. But second of all, I really wanted to get to a level that would let me in a D1 school. And at the moment, I still wasn't there.
You said you put in 5-6 hours a day. Do you think that's kind of what set you apart from the other athletes?
I would say so in high school, yeah. Because in college, there's a lot more athletes.
Right, exactly. We can talk about that. So when you got to D1 here at TCU, what was the transition like? What was the difference between high school and college when you first got here?
It was definitely a big shock because in IMG there wasn't meets where we wouldn't be like me and my teammates. We would always be like 1, 2, 3 in hammer throw. It was definitely like difficult to like go through like from always winning something to go to a level where everyone's good. Like every competition, there's someone that's throwing the same or better than the best two in back home. So like it's definitely like a big shock. But I'm very competitive, so I'm driven a lot by it.
Yeah. So how many? Well, it's not really about hours, but how many hours do you put in now, or just how much more intentional are you now with your training?
Well, actually, my freshman year, I thought like I need to train the most, and overtraining definitely wasn't helping. That was the first semester, but second semester I started focusing on me feeling well. Like it doesn't matter if I wasn't training as many extra hours as I wanted, but me feeling well definitely started helping a lot. I started losing weight because in IMG I had the idea that the bigger the better, and I actually reached 310 pounds when I was there, and now I'm 230. So like,
Wow.
so like that's a big difference. You feeling better with your body will make you excel in your sport. You need to listen to your body.
Second year, did you play or not? In that
Yeah, I did, but I actually started my season really well. I was PRing every meet.
I saw that you won the Longhorn Invitational.
That first year is always like weird for because you notice the high level, but some more year you start getting into it.
Right.
You know you're used to it. Like they always say that when you're an underclassman, you're going to struggle.
Yeah. Right.
Because of how hard this level competition is.
When you said you were PRing a lot, was there something you were doing differently to help you PR? Was it just the confidence that you're able to have?
It was the confidence, a lot of video work, and talking a lot with my coaches. I've had 3 very good coaches. I had the one back home who's not a hammer thrower, but he tries.
Okay, yeah.
I have Kibo Johnson, who's a really good coach. My coach here is also really good. It's like definitely you need to keep in touch with all of them because they will all have different perspectives of what you're doing. As I said, like just feeling better with who you are as an athlete and as a person definitely helps a lot.
Right. And you said film work. What do you do to kind of watch film? What are you looking for in film? Just very small technique thing?
There's a thrower back home that throws really similarly to me, and he has been my competition throughout like the years because he's always number one, and he's my age. Because you need to compare yourself with who's better. Sadly, sometimes that's not the best.
Right.
But like you need to compare yourself with who's better, so you know what you can get better.
And then now we can get into the injury, the initial injury. So, how long was that injury, and then how are you feeling during that time?
Well, I'm still dealing with it. Like we're trying to figure out what we're going to do this year. I actually got an epidural shot 2 days ago. It sucked. It feels horrible.
In your back or something?
Oh yeah, it's a horrible feeling.
They don't numb you or anything?
No, no. I wish they did not numb me, but like it's definitely like something hard to deal with because like you always want to be competing at the top of the level, and that's the thing with uh sports at this level, that you really bring your body to a point where you need to maintain a balance between you performing at your best and you overdoing it and hurting yourself. So like you just need to, like I need to start being more careful with that, because before I got this injury I felt invincible because I had never gotten like a really season-ending injury until this one.
When did it start? How long has it been, and how long do they say you might
Well,
have?
it's been since April of last year.
Okay.
Like the things that we didn't realize how serious it was, and I just kept on working on it, and then we realized how serious it was like a month ago. We're probably going to try to take this year off, and then I'll stay here for 5 years.
Right.
But which is not bad at all, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's a good excuse to
to
stay an extra year in a school like TCU.
What role did your family and friends and support system play in getting you through that injury?
Well, right now is my friends have definitely been like a big part of me getting through it. Coaches have been very open to like helping me still keep on working, even if it's not to 100%, which definitely helps because no athletes want to be like just sitting down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if we like to sit down, we wouldn't be athletes.
Right.
So yeah, basically like being able to like keep on doing something helps me a lot. My roommates have been there a lot for me. And my best friend is here is actually in the track team.
Mm.
And she's also going through like a tough time right now, like sports wise.
Mhm.
So it's easier to like relate with her and help each other out
Mhm.
when like we both know like what each other's going through.
Would you say it's important to just tell people how you're feeling, just let it out so you can relate to others and just, yeah, really just get it off your chest?
I feel it's important. I'm not saying I'm good at it.
The times that you do share how you're feeling with her or with anybody, do you feel better after that?
um, I don't know if I feel better, but like I definitely feel more relieved.
Mhm.
But like the problem is still there.
Right.
So like what makes me feel better is finding a way to solve it.
Yeah, I understand that. Where
Yeah,
yeah, you kind of get some relief, but like you still have the problem.
exactly.
What helps you feel like you're getting through the problem? Like, is it taking one thing step by step, like the rehab exercises or whatever you have to do?
Yeah, I feel like the rehab exercises and the general conditioning I've been doing that doesn't involve my back
Hmm.
has helped a lot
Hmm.
because I've been able to stay in shape throughout this whole time, even though I have not been able to lift heavy at all. Like I haven't squatted in ever since July.
Hmm.
And squats is my favorite exercise in the weight room. And actually, I'm going to flex a little.
Okay.
I squatted 600 pounds, being
Mm.
230 pounds of body weight. That's kind of probably why I hurt myself.
Now we can get into like your mental techniques and tactics for practicing meets. So when you first go into a meet, what do you do to prepare to help you build your confidence and belief?
First of all, I call my mom.
Okay.
I call my mom and I talk to her because she definitely knows like the pressure
Hmm.
that that as an athlete I can feel.
Hmm.
And I watch, believe it or not, like my pre-meet routine is watching a set of videos that are mostly basketball motivational videos or
Okay.
lifting videos
Right.
because I used to play basketball, so I
Hmm.
still really like those kinds of videos.
Hmm.
And I just listen to music until it's time.
Hmm.
I take a little bit of caffeine.
Okay. It's just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's basically my routine. I don't do much
Mhm.
mentally because like, I feel like the work is done.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And that's part of the mental preparation too. Like if you prepare a bunch, you said 5 6 hours or how many hours you've done, then by
Yeah.
the time you get to the meet, it should be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You say you didn't have too much of a pregame routine, but is there anything weird out of the ordinary you do before a match or a meet, whether it be lucky charm or superstition?
Well, I pray.
Okay, yeah.
I pray, and I also got like I got my golden chain that it was my dad's, my
Mm.
grandmother's before
Mhm.
him. So that's something that I would call my lucky charm
Mhm.
because like I never take it off. It's
Right.
just like something that is part of me. You'll see it in every picture that I have.
Okay.
Like every time I need like some extra like motivation, I just pray and grab my little chain.
What role does your faith play in being an athlete?
It plays a lot
Mm.
because as I said, if I didn't think that everything happened for a reason, that God has a plan, I would not still be doing athletics. Like I
Mhm.
think I would have given it up a while ago
Mm.
because there's some rough patches you're going to go
Right.
through while being an athlete,
Mhm.
especially when you're not planning on doing it professionally. There's not much to motivate you that much after you already signed a 4-year contract with the school.
Mhm.
Me, for example, I'm a person that has almost nothing athletic, and most of my scholarship is actually academic.
Yeah, what is your motivation? What keeps you going through these tough injury periods and just and going forward? We're going to be here for a couple of years.
My mom being an athlete, there's always been like expectations for me. And I also have a sister, but she quit sports a long time ago. So like after she quit sports, everyone kind of like looked at me to like carry my mom's veil.
Mm.
And I didn't want to go to the Olympics because she told me what it took, and I've seen what it takes.
All right.
So like honestly, I that's not my main objective, but I definitely want to perform at the highest level I
Mhm.
can.
So when you're not doing athletics or sports, is it video games or what's the mostly what
Well,
you like to
not
do?
anymore
Okay.
because I've realized that it's kind of a waste of time, and I
Mhm.
like to take advantage of my time.
All right.
What I do, I love movies. I
Mhm.
actually came here originally as a film major.
Wow.
I changed though. Now I'm
Okay.
a business major.
Okay.
That's every TCU
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
But I really like to watch movies. I like to read a lot,
Mhm.
and I play the piano.
Okay, that's
That's
good. Yeah.
basically the three things I do while I'm not while I'm not training.
Those are things you like to do, but how do you not get distracted with college life here or anything else you can do? How do you kind of stay focused?
Well, you definitely need to find a way to balance everything because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like to live a little bit of the college experience. Like, I go to the football games,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I go to the tailgates.
Mm-hmm.
What you just need to do is like set your goals well,
Mm-hmm.
and not like the moment you see that the college life is taken away from what really matters, which is the academic and the athletic life. That's when you know you need to slow down a bit.
Right.
For example, yes, I will go to a game, I will go to a tailgate. Sometimes I will go out with friends, but I will never miss a practice.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm ever missing a practice, if I ever miss a practice for one of those reasons, I know I'm going too far,
Mm-hmm.
or I will never miss a homework assignment because of that.
Okay.
Like, you just need to like find the balance, and the moment you realize that it's affecting what really matters, you need
Mm-hmm.
to slow down,
Mm-hmm.
reevaluate, and go back at it again.
What's one thing you would tell high school athletes about being a college athlete?
It is definitely a great experience, but it requires a lot of sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many people are actually willing to do
Right.
that sacrifice. But you'll figure it out the moment you start college athletics if you really want to do it or not. Because there's a lot of people that just quit.
Right.
A lot of people, especially on TCU, I had like one guy that quit the first week. In high school, it was just a game.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's really a competition,
Mm-hmm.
and like people also depend on you because if like all the athletes are doing bad, the coaches are going to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely like a different feeling than high school. It's way less of like it's way more competitive than fun.
Do you still enjoy it though? Is it still enjoyable?
Oh yeah,
Or-
definitely. You just if you I love it like like
Mhm.
being competitive.
Mhm.
So I still enjoy it, but like for example, back in high school, I used to have meets where I was doing horrible and I would just laugh it off.
Mhm.
But here I cannot do that. If
Right.
if I'm doing horrible, I'm pissed.
Mm.
I'm pissed, and you bet I'm going to be hours trying to figure out what I was doing wrong.
Mhm.
So like so it's definitely like a different type of like experience. It's not a bad experience at
Mhm.
all. It's a great experience. Most of my like best memories have been doing D1 sports.
Mhm.
If not some of the best, and some of the best people I met is
Mhm.
doing D1 sports. It's different, but it's not bad. It
Mhm.
just depends on what your objectives are
Mhm.
and what you're willing to sacrifice. Because there's a reason not everyone does it. It
Mhm.
requires a lot of sacrifice,
What is the biggest sacrifice you've made, you think?
time,
Time?
and like you're always tired.
Always tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're always hungry and tired.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Last question. If you were to define the word winner, how would you define it?
I would say doing the best you can to reach your goals. It doesn't matter if you don't make it to your goal, if your goal changes. Just have a goal and always try for something better for yourself.